the Friday before Christmas, and this one won't get out of bed so I can make the bed and get my day going, because Fridays are one of my busiest day. Huh, and you're not on your pink blanket fully, are you? So are you getting dog hair everywhere else? You're lucky I'm washing the blankets this weekend, so I'm gonna say. You're lucky I love you. You don't give a shit, you're gonna do what you want anyway, huh? Huh, pretty girl. Are you so tired? Is that the problem? Are you so tired? Why are you up here by yourself? Huh? You already ruined your Christmas one? All right, I'll leave you alone. Okay, friends. I think this is the first official vlog that I've recorded in the new house. It is Friday. We still have boxes everywhere. I need to get dressed, hurry, get my makeup on, do my hair. Then I go do my channel membership. From there, I'm not sure what the rest of the day is going to look like, because I have, unexpectedly a couple of emergency calls to do. If you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, because you're not on my other channel, I do emergency coaching calls as well as regular coaching calls. So I got some emergency calls at the last minute, which is fine, because I don't want to say I'm fully organized until Christmas. I'm not, but I'm not in a terrible position so that I can fit them in. And I want to, because I want everybody to have a good Christmas. So, I'm going to wear black cherry berlow oldie. I'm second guessing myself right now. I'm hoping I didn't show everything in this room, for fuck's sake. I have actually some emergency calls to do over the weekend, as well as I don't normally do calls on the weekend unless they're emergencies. I'm going to do your stuff in my dresser right now. I have to do Christmas cookies this weekend. Yes, I am someone who waits to the very last minute, if I can get away with it, to make cookies, because I want them fresh for Christmas when I'm giving them to people. I don't want them to be 2-3 weeks stales, And I understand some people freeze their cookies and take them out. That's different. I don't want to do that. Hence why I wait. So, and I'm doing that with my channel members, my Advanced Manifester channel members this weekend. As I said, it's Friday, so I'm thinking I'm doing it Saturday. But I do have to fit an unexpected doctor's appointment for myself, which is a story in it. That we won't talk about today. But I got another possible emergency call to do tomorrow, as well as doing the live stream to do the cookies. I wanted to complete all the clothes laundry this weekend, as well as the bedding. So we got a lot of friggin' laundry to do. I've already started the clothes laundry. I started that last night. And I also want to get the floor mopped. My boyfriend's having a medical procedure on Monday, so I am not coaching at all on Monday because I'm the driver. So however long all of that takes, I might be able to fit some of these tasks in my head that have to get done before Christmas. I want them done before Christmas Eve, because I don't like running around at the last minute. I can't stand that feeling. I need to wrap things. I don't have a lot to wrap. My son's older, and in my family, let's just say I don't need to do a lot, but I have to do that when my boyfriend's not around. So there's that. Why haven't I done it in all these other days? Because he works a different schedule now, so he's fucking home by 12:30 in the afternoon, and I have coaching calls all morning, Monday through Friday. So that fucks with my schedule. I'm sorry, that it annoys me. I love my boyfriend, and I'm glad he's home from work, but I'm just saying, that's so early. I liked it. When we lived in the other place, he got it at 12, and he wasn't home until 1:32. Now he's home, within 20 minutes, which is better for him. He doesn't have a long drive, but not for my schedule. All right, I need to shut up and get myself ready. We'll talk in a few. Okay, we're trying to get ready here diligently. Kind of doing the re-wetting, but with curl zhuzhers. And I feel like I'm missing a curl zhuzher. I felt like I bought a new brand to try. And maybe I did, and maybe it was in my Ulta haul. I don't know. I'm going to have to look. But I like trying new ones just to make sure, you know, what's it? FOMO. That I'm not missing out on the newest one. Oh, and I also don't have a proper ring light on. You're just hanging out without the pretty lighting. I hope that's okay. I hope you don't mind. It's not like this is a makeup haul. Yes, I have a ring light. You're seeing the reflection of it. Wait a minute. Oh, I don't know. Right there. But I'm too lazy to do that. And I don't have time to mess around. I got to get ready for my channel membership because I have calls like literally like right after. So I want to give my hair a little zhuzh, a little oomph. Just at the top roots. What is this? Texturizing spray. I like this. What I really did think I bought. Where's my other? Oh, there it is. I keep this attached to my shirt. So I have it around me all day because I don't think it's shocking to hear. I don't like to be hot. Like the weather. And I'm sure some people are just ecstatic about it. I'm not. All the snow is melting. I'm concerned we're not going to have snow for Christmas, although there is like chance of snow all weekend. I don't want a snow storm on Christmas Day, but I do want everything to be pretty and covered. I just think everything's prettier with snow. I'm still nasally. I have had a cold that I keep focusing on for like, we're going 2 weeks now. I feel okay. It's just I'm sick of the nasally. And I'm just recently got my sense of smell officially back. Like I didn't like totally lose it, but you know when it's limited because you know your own things. And you know what usually smells potent and what doesn't. I know it's coming back because I can smell my, what's it called? I have plugins all over. So the plug-in and like the wallflower from Bath & Body Works I got plugged into the bedroom is a Christmas one. What the fuck is it? I can't remember. But I can smell it downstairs when I'm downstairs. So I'm like, okay. She's back. I am in a stage where I am looking for new makeup. And I don't necessarily mean going out and buying new. I meant like new ways to do my eyeshadow. I'm just bored. And I've kind of worn the same look forever. And I'll like switch it up by usually what I'm wearing for the day. But I feel a little limited by it because, you know, I don't have a tan. Which that's another thing. I'm going to cancel my Zoom tan membership because I don't go like I once did. I would go like all year round. I used to anyway. Not my whole life, just let's say like 4 or 5 years ago I did. And I'm back to not. I don't think I'll ever cancel my Planet Fitness membership because I don't know if they've raised the price, but I think I'm grandfathered in to the old payment, which is for the black card, $20 a month. I'll keep that forever because I look at that as if I want equipment that I don't have at home, I can go to Planet Fitness. I can go anywhere to any Planet Fitness and I go tanning there if I really, really, really want to go. There's no need for me to have this separate tanning thing. And the only reason why I even went and got the Zoom tan was during COVID, because Planet Fitness closed first and Zoom Tan was staying open a little bit longer. And I do believe they opened before Planet Fitness ever did. So to me at the time, it was worth it. And then when I was going all the time, I found that it was just easier for me to go to the Zoom Tan because I felt less guilty. Because I would feel guilty going into Planet Fitness, just going tanning and not working out. So that helped me avoid the guilt. I don't know. I'm rambling. I went to Wegmans yesterday and I bought these bouquets of what look like real roses. I think roses? I think the flowers are supposed to be roses, but they're not. They're made out of, I don't know what. So they're kind of stiffer and you can tell they're going to last. And they are so cute. I don't have any type of like vase or pitcher to put them in. That stuff is still packed. And they are holiday, I think, holiday focused. Can I just say I love Wegmans? Yesterday when I went it was the third time in my life that I've been to a Wegmans. Literally. I love Wegmans. I love Wegmans. I could have been there all afternoon. My wallet is lucky that I didn't have the time to be there all afternoon because I would have stayed. But in their like flower area is where they had these bouquets. Oh my God. And wait, I should tell you like the pine and evergreen wreaths they had, the real ones. Oh my God, I wanted to buy every single thing. And I didn't get any. But I usually like to get at least one real wreath. Simply for the smell. And depending on where you get it, they can be so full and beautiful. And they had really nice ones that were only $20. And they had things on them. They had like, some of them had like decor mixed in along with berries and bows and all sorts of stuff. I'm like, my God. Then they had ones that were like meant to be planters for your porch. Then they had I forgot what they're called, but like the pine ball or whatever. They had those. They had real pine trees that were like minis that you could like plant after. Oh my God, I want everything. But I didn't. And they had some dwarf ones that were literally dwarfs and meant to say small, I guess. And I'm like, I could have put that in a planter in my house and I would have liked that. I am not against having things like that inside the home. Like, think about it. One of the plants I have downstairs is in one of those urns. I think it's called an urn. That is meant for outside, but I have it in the house. I don't care. I like it. It's pretty. And I don't know. No one's going to talk me out of that, so. This is not a makeup tutorial, by the way, so. For me, the eyebrows are the most pain in the ass part of putting makeup on. Because I'm never satisfied with them. It just gets to a point where I'm like, I just don't have time to keep doing them. They're just going to have to look like, whatever I come up with that day. But they frustrate me. And I just recently stocked back up on my Babe Lash products. Babe Lash, you need to sponsor me. Thank you very much. I just stocked up. So I have enough Babe Lash product to last me throughout the year. I do this every year, by the way. If you're wondering why are you buying so much? Well, because I stock up. So I have it. And I'll stock up again next Black Friday because I like the sales. And it's not like they don't run sales all year long. They do. I'm just that type of person. If I can avoid having to keep watch on the upkeep of something, I would prefer to do that. So I just like having the backups already here. That's easier for me. Yep. My eyebrows are pissing me off already, so I'm just gonna, that's it. I don't have time to keep messing. This is what they're gonna look like today. But me mentioning the Babe Lash, I stopped using the eyebrow stuff again for a few months. And I can tell the difference. So, clearly, I bought more eyebrow kind. And I bought enough to last the year. And I tend to do that with a lot of, things that I think of Black Friday as, for me, that is when I do a lot of, not that I don't do any Christmas shopping for anybody else. I do. But Black Friday, to me, it's why I get so excited about it, is my stock up time. I will do, I prepared to have the funds to do that every Black Friday, where I get to splurge on me and stock up on things that I enjoy using. And it makes it fun for me. Another reason why I love this time of year, because it's not, first of all, please don't misunderstand. It's not that I don't allow myself to ever splurge on myself throughout the year. This is just the most guilt-free. Not that we should ever feel guilty for splurging on ourselves. We should not, but it is when I am most definitely, I don't feel guilty at all, because that's my turn. Stock up and get the things that I've been eyeing. Because usually on Black Friday itself and on Monday, Cyber Monday, for example, not only do you get pretty decent sales, I'm not going to say that they're the best sales ever. I can see some places barely do anything. But there's usually better percentages back with Rakuten. And I don't know if you know, listen, I'm not sponsored, so I ain't trying to get you to sign up for Rakuten, but I use it and I am always surprised because it's like free money. You're going to buy the shit anyway, right? You're going to buy the stuff from the store anyway. So you let Rakuten, I don't know if you call it you're in their browser or something. It attaches something to your browser so that they can, verify that you made your purchase, and then you get percentage back. And on Black Friday, those percentages are usually pretty damn good. And I think of Rakuten as no different than someone who uses their credit cards wisely, as far as, using credit cards to pay bills, but paying it off in full each month. So instead of using your own bank account or your own debit card, you use a cashback credit card and get your cash back. So it's, my God, this one is bugging me the worst. I gotta stop. I am very unhappy with this eyebrow. Very unhappy. I don't like it at all. It's gonna bug me. I gotta stop looking at it. See, you're watching me have a trigger. Kim, You gotta stop. We don't have any more time to be doing this friggin' dumb eyebrow. So all day long I'm be like, how you doing? Not wanting to show this side of my face. What was I saying? Oh, so then like, all right, so like say you pay your internet bill, your cell phone bill, you pay it with a credit card, and then you get most credit cards. I mean, I don't know every single one, but like I know Citibank, I know Capital One, they all do cashbacks, and again there are many more from that, and they give a certain percentage with usage. I will only use ones that give at minimum 1% on everything. And then maybe like a little higher percentage on certain purchases, like going out to eat or getting gas and shit like that. And I do that. And to me, it's free money. I was gonna pay that bill anyway. So why not use your cash back card and get some money back for the money you were going to spend and whatever. And that's what Rakuten is. So like a lot of the places I shopped on Black Friday, they were giving at minimum 10% back on the total you spent. That's worth it. It's free money. I think it is. And I'm not saying it works everywhere, but I let it stay on my browser. But anyway, that's that. Oh my God. See, my group starts in 15 minutes and I wanted to have my makeup done and starting the next load of laundry. I got to do all of that in 15 minutes. If you're wondering why like I'm tapping this, it's because I'm mimicking the movement of like a makeup sponge, which yes, I own several makeup sponges, but I can't help but see how they take. I have to use more product. And I don't like a heavy look. I'm not looking for like hardcore solid coverage. I'm more of a sheer and let me build coverage of makeup. Oh gosh, I already feel like my eye is gonna tear. Which is really annoying when you spend time doing fucking makeup. Earlier when I was downstairs, you know, I wake up at like 4, sometimes 5 in the morning, and it's not that I'm getting up for the day per se at that time. I just like to, I have to be able to lounge in the morning. I call it warm up before I go on with my day. So I'll get up super early like that. Well, it's super early to me. 4 is anyway. And I'll go on the couch. And a lot of times I fall back asleep for like an hour and a half, which I like doing. That, because that probably makes no sense. But that is me warming up. I need to be able to lounge and not be under pressure to do anything. So that when my day is, you know, needing to start, I've already been awake for a little while and, you know, warmed up. If you want me to be in a good mood for the rest of the day, you're going to let me warm up in the morning. That's all I'm going to say. So my boyfriend has learned that lesson more than once. So I'm telling you that because no, why am I telling you that? I just forgot the reason why I was telling you that. Oh dear, did I go too dark here? This might have been too dark. Let's smoke that out a little, Kimberly. There we go. It's not as in your face. what was the point of me telling you about me, what time I get up? Oh, so I get up early like that, and I was doing this. First of all, you guys got to remind me to tell you, I have had some experiences here that I need to tell you guys about. First of all, this morning, we were having quite the rainstorm. Wind was crazy. We were having sleet. And I heard the loudest crash, bam, boom next door. And I think I've told you guys before that, like, this place is called a duplex, but it's not a typical duplex. The house is not split in half. It's like a quarter to 3/4. We're on the 3/4 side. So there's oh my God, if she finds out I make content, I don't want her to hear me say this and think I'm being disrespectful. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but she's elderly. And the few times I've talked to her, I see her as fragile. And I mean that in the most respectful way possible. I do not mean that in a mean way, like, oh, you old fuck. I don't mean it like that at all. But she reminds me of passed on family members of my own, my great aunts, my grandmas. So I heard this terrible sound. I mean, it was louder than like saying somebody falling off a bed loud. And I'm like, oh my God. And loud enough to where Poop got up and ran to the wall. Like, Poop didn't like it. Poop was concerned with it. Then Poop could sense my concern with it. I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? Because I don't have her number yet. I don't know her. I've only had a few interactions with her, but like we shovel her walkway and things like that just to be helpful. But I don't know her to just, I don't know. I didn't want to be intrusive, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But at the same time, I was like, oh my God, I started instantly panicking. Like, what am I going to do? I am concerned with that noise. Not from the place of like it was disturbing my peace and, being a loud neighbor. No, nothing like that. It was more of, I am concerned she is hurt. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I don't know her enough to like barge over in her house to check on her. And I also don't want to be a nosy neighbor who calls an ambulance that wasn't necessary. What am I doing? So I start panicking. And thank you, manifestation side of me, that like a few short minutes later, she came outside and checked her mailbox and put mail to send out. So I'm like, okay, she's okay. But why did I tell you that? Oh, I don't know. Well, I'm going to tell you I have had a few unexplainable experiences. Now, before I knew about conscious manifestation, I would tell you that I was someone who actively watched like ghost hunters and that kind of stuff. I was open to the idea of there being, paranormal. I still think paranormal things happen. So I'm not trying to tell anybody that anybody who believes in that stuff is wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that my beliefs about it had shifted a lot because I believe in consciousness. So sometimes I think hauntings and ghostly experiences are other just dimensions, blah, blah, blah. But again, how am I ever going to know that until I croak, right? But since moving in here, I've had a weird experience or two, and I'm going to tell you about the first one. First of all, I got to set the tone that me and my boyfriend have a very, I'm going to say like fun relationship, and that we're always teasing each other. He can't be in a room and not touch me. Sometimes love in a loving way, and other times like poking and messing around, and we're like kids a lot of the time. So I'm telling you that for the background of I experienced something that I immediately believed it was him. So I was downstairs and I was facing out of one of the picture windows. Hang on here. Hold on. Okay, I got enough time to start that next load of laundry. So I was working out. I was facing, there's like 2 larger windows in. Whoa. Oops. Okay, hold on. I'm finding you a place. It's not the best, but I gotta move laundry. I was standing in front of the windows because I work out in my living room, and I stand in front of the windows, which is you're gonna think, why? That's like the opposite of what you should do, Kim. But it makes sense to me because I stand there to make sure nobody's walking by and looking at me. So it's like I watch the road, the sidewalk as I'm working out, so that I can move and dart out of the way in case someone does start walking up the street. That's my reason behind it. So I was doing that. So the window I was facing was the one behind our couch. So my back was to the rest of the room. Hold on, I'm putting stuff in the dryer. So, you know, I'm looking out the window. I'm focused on the window. I was in the middle of, I had just finished doing a squat, and I was starting to go into a hinge position. And, hold on, I'm loading the washing machine. As I bent over into my hinge, hold on, sorry, a little distracted here. As I bent over to get into this hinge, I felt what I believed was my boyfriend poking underneath my butt cheek. And again, I made the assumption that it's my boyfriend because he's my boyfriend. Sometimes he, slaps me in the ass. I don't know. I hope that doesn't offend anybody, but it doesn't offend me when he does it. Okay. So I felt this. So I immediately turned around expecting to see my boyfriend. And when I turned around, let's just be logical. In the moment, I wasn't thinking, like, how would he have gotten down the stairs without me fucking hearing him, Kim? But I wasn't thinking rationally. I was just thinking, okay, he just poked my butt. He's down here. So I turned around, and guess what? Nobody was there. And I screamed because it did scare me. It was just a natural reaction. And then I got all the heebie-jeebie feelings. One moment. What are we doing? We are doing delicates, cold one. Okay, good. Okay. So I got that heebie-jeebie feeling. And then I'm like, did he run out of the room? Like he's trying to hide after? This was not a tap. This was a poke in the butt. Or bottom of my butt cheek. So I run out to the other room. I'm checking around and I'm like, so then I run up the stairs to check on his ass. And he's passed out. Passed out. Hold on. I got 3 minutes before my group starts. Okay, so he, like literally, he is knocked the fuck out. So it wasn't my boyfriend. Nobody else lives here. Poop was on the couch. When I turned around and screamed, Poop went into full alert mode. Like, what's wrong, Mom? I'm here, Mom. Then about 5-ish minutes later, Poop walks over to the doorway that goes between the kitchen and the dining room, which I will show you the door I'm talking about. And right here is where I was standing and looking out this window, which you can see is the back. So I would not have seen the stairs. So Poop goes out and is standing in this doorway and growls and then barks. Now, keeping it 100, it would not be something new for Poop to go out to the kitchen and stand in front of the refrigerator or run over to the washer and dryer and start barking. That is quite normal. We all know Poop doesn't enjoy appliances. I have never seen her go to that doorway, stop, stare, growl. Her hairs are all up. And then I felt like it was alerting me, there's somebody here, Ma. Now I know that's me coming to that conclusion. So regardless, I don't know if any of you have ever felt like a phantom touch on the body. I have. And I've experienced those literally my whole life. So that would not have been out of the ordinary. This was not a phantom touch. This was a full-blown poke to the butt, or bottom of my butt cheek. How do you explain that? What is that? So let me tell you. A few days later, remember how I mentioned that I get up at like 4 a.m? Well, I get up, I go pee, and then I come downstairs, and Poop comes with me. I woke up that morning, and Poop wasn't in bed with me, which is not normal. So I thought, maybe she got down in, because sometimes she gets hot on the bed, and she'll go lay on the hardwood floor because it's cooler. So she wasn't upstairs at all, long story short. I made it all the way to the bathroom and figured out she ain't upstairs, which is not like Poop. So I'm peeing on the toilet, and I say to Poop, how come you left me? Why aren't you up here with me, girl? And then the hallway light fucking shuts off, and now I'm in the dark. And then a second or two later, they all come back on. I did not like that. Now, could that have been some kind of an electrical shimmy, jimmy? I don't know, maybe. But I did not like it. It was that happened too soon or too close to my butt poke. So let me know in the comments what you think. Am I crazy? Am I creating ghostly experiences? What do you think? What do you think? I told my boyfriend about all of it, and he's like, well, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? What am I going to do to your ghost? And then he'll tease me about ghostly stuff. I'll talk to you a little bit. Many hours later. Many hours later. See, I started recording. So the clips you would have just seen came from 9-ish a.m. And now it is going on 5. Hold on, we're in the laundry room. I gotta switch laundry. And I don't have a good reason other than I just got fucking busy and forgot what I was doing. So all I've really been doing is any laundry that was hanging and air drying upstairs, I put away. And hold on. Seriously, I can't talk and think. Let me set this timer. Come on. Okay. What was the purpose of me telling you that? Damn it all. What was the purpose of it? I don't remember. I just got carried away doing laundry and I had coaching calls. I have one more call coming up in 30 minutes. And right now, as I am switching the laundry in and out, I'm also having a snack. Where do you guys put your laundry? Like when you're getting it separated and staged to be thrown in. Ugh. I like a little mix of scents. I use Downy and Gain. That's probably way too much for this load, but is that gonna stop me? No. Ugh. as I am sitting here chatting with you and realizing like I just ate my snack, or my breaking my intermittent fast snack, is, I wish I, how's that for now? I don't know that that's gonna last, but anyway, I was thinking about how I can't stand when creators who are not food bloggers and they're not like reviewing food get on camera and eat. Now, could that just be my own ADHD pet peeve? Probably, because I can't stand it. It annoys me because I still hear the food in their mouth. But I'm finding like, well, here I am fucking talking to you guys, preparing to continue my snack, since I broke my fast much later than normal today, just because I had calls and I just got kind of carried away, and now my hair is looking like somebody took a big fat shit. Sorry, what am I doing? Normal. Okay. I've been being a little more, I don't want to say stringent, because I'm very conscious of never wanting to, sorry guys, get back into a dieting mindset, because I just don't like it. But over the last year, you're sitting in my little cupboard where, if you saw my Christmas video, where the truck in, what is this called? What the fuck is this called? Not trailer. The camper is. Over the last year, I have been dealing with hormones and the fluctuating hormones of perimenopause. And it's affected me. And I've been trying to, you know, kind of change my beliefs about hormones, and that my hormones are regulated, all that kind of stuff, while also taking hormone replacement therapy. And although this video is not meant to be my HRT catch-up video, I'm feeling that I'm starting to kind of feel normal again. So I started the hormone replacement therapy, I think in either, gosh, I'm not sure if it was February, March, or April of this year, 2025. And although I still get occasional hot flashes, they're nothing like they were. They're not the frequency they were. They're not the intensity that they were. And now I'm noticing like the trigger points. It's always when either like maybe a stressful thought comes in, or some kind of, let's say, thing I don't want to do or don't feel like doing. I notice that will trigger a hot flash. And again, to my manifestation friends, I'm very aware all of these are beliefs, but so I'm aware that they're beliefs and that I need to redirect. But over the year, you know, my face started filling out, and it triggered me for sure, because of my own up and down weight loss journey and finally losing weight, through which I believe was manifestation. Thank you very much. And I'm trying to keep my mind focused there. I just kind of want my face to go back to normal. Like, I can feel myself getting uncomfortable on camera, and that's obviously the last thing I want to do. But it's over like the last 2 weeks, I have been really paying attention to my fasting windows, and I guess kind of being strict with it to see, you know, all right, has any of that been a part of this equation? And I have noticed a little bit of shift in my face already. Now, I'm not saying it's 100% back to I'm just going to call it the normal, but the normal reflective of the weight loss I had. I can see it's kind of going back. And I'm also so hyper aware of not wanting to ever go back into the dieting cycle. I don't want to feel restricted, or I'm not going to stick to it. So putting that aside, I've been more like conscious of, I don't want to be someone that's sitting around counting calories. I don't want to be someone stuck on a diet. I also don't want to be someone who has to constantly think about her weight either, right? I'm 51. I've had 51 years of doing that. I don't want that at all anymore. But since the hormonal stuff started, I feel it coming right back to my mind and bothering me, clearly grabbing my attention. And since I've been a little more conscious of where and what thoughts I'm allowing my mind to focus on, and again, this is more for my manifesting people, that I've been really being aware and conscious of what I'm choosing for myself, along with consciously eating. I know that probably sounds stupid, but not saying that I can't have the foods I want, but consciously, all right, what am I putting in my body? Do I have beliefs around certain food items and what effect they might have on me, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna eat consciously for like a month. And if I notice a difference in my face, then I will know, all right, I must have went back into old thinking somewhere. I must have, period. I have my whole life of having that I'm too fat, I'm ugly, my face is fat, all those things. I had my whole life of talking to myself like that, and then getting away from it, and the weight start to really come off, and I'm looking at it as a successful weight loss manifestation, and then my focus goes on, oh, I'm in perimenopause, I'm forever perimenopause, which used to be a positive thing to me for whatever reason, but it was. Like, I'm not afraid of perimenopause. I am not, did I just say perimenopause? Perimenopause. I'm not afraid of perimenopause. It is okay. I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be in forever peri so that, I stay young and youthful forever. Don't ask me why logically my mind thought that way. I don't know. But I want to consciously be someone who has an easy perimenopause. And I know that will take me being mindful. So that, being conscious of what I'm eating and like keeping it 100. Like, so right now, tomorrow is my advanced manifestors holiday get together where we're baking cookies together through a Zoom call. I'm very aware that, Christmas cookies are going to be here. They're going to be in this house. And I am not going to be afraid to eat a fucking Christmas cookie. I'm not going to be afraid. I am not going to live in restriction, but I'm going to be mindful. I'm going to be mindful. And I'm going to stay aware of what I'm taking in my body and keeping my own documentation on what it looks like on me, if it's affecting me, if I am changing my beliefs around hormones, blah, 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 blah. So all I'm going to say is it's been about 2 weeks of me doing that, and I'm already seeing a difference, which makes me very happy. And on the manifestation side, it makes sense to me. I've been very focused on choosing who I am, or believing I am. And I'm sure that's the everything of it. But 3D wise, I'm trying to think, okay, I'm getting my hormones are in check. My hormones are in check. They're balanced. My body is having a smooth transition, the perimenopause. So that's where I'm at mentally. And since I've been trying to consciously eat, I'm noticing, and I can't even believe I'm saying this, because you will see me eat Christmas cookies. I'm making my own Christmas cookies for myself and my family. I'm going to have them. But I can't deny that for the last 2 weeks that I've been consciously eating, and I'm not saying that I'm eating like perfection or perfectly whole foods. Like, y'all know Well, if you didn't know, you're about to know. I love a Monster Java drink. I love it. But I'm not having one all day long. I can have one if I want one. The more, let's say, I don't think cleaner is the right word. And it's not necessarily whole foods, because we're not perfect here. But let's just say, like, instead of reaching for a fucking cookie, I'm reaching for a banana. And then maybe the next day I'll let myself have the cookie instead of the banana. And I can feel the difference in my body, since I'm saying very conscious aware. Now, could that just be, I have a belief that, you know, a piece of fruit is better than a cookie? Yeah, it could be that. It definitely could be that. But I can't deny, I'm aware that there is a difference. Could that be because I'm expecting there to be a difference? That's manifestation talk. I'm sorry, on this channel, I want to be here as all parts of me, but I'm very consciously aware that manifestation is it's 95% of my life, and I'm aware of that. But if you're not into conscious manifestation, you're probably wondering why I'm constantly saying, is it just a belief? Is it a belief? And I'm sorry if that gets annoying. So yes, to my manifestation folks, it could be just the belief that I have the perspective that a banana is better than a big old sugar cookie, right? But I do notice it in my body. So again, that could just be the belief playing out. But not only, I forgot to tell you, and I've been taking, I tried to break my fast, the intermittent fast, with a protein, what's it called? Shake. And I want to say, how ignorant have I been? But I cannot believe how long 1 scoop of protein powder in 8 ounces of water, how that shuts my stomach up and sustains me. Now, I don't just break it with just a protein thing. I'll have like a banana and I'll put a tablespoon of peanut butter across the banana, something like that. And depending on the size of the banana, I guess, I'll have my favorite granola. I would say oatmeal, but granola specifically. Like, I love the Nature Valley cinnamon crunchy one and the Better Goods blueberry crumble granola. These are like my favorites, but I'll grab anything that says blueberry. First of all, you know I'm obsessed with blueberries. But anyway, I can't believe, God, it just makes me sound like, where have I been my whole life? Where has my focus been around food my whole life, other than eating too much of it and then beating myself up for it? I'm so consciously not ever wanting to go back to that mindset. I'm sorry, I'm talking your balls off because it's on my mind. I don't know. I have to show you the best protein shake ever. And, I should tell you, and I started taking creatine. I don't know if my strength workouts. This, here's the front. Rise Jet Puff Marshmallow. If you are someone who drinks protein shakes, and if you love marshmallows or vanilla flavored things, this does not even, it does not taste like a protein shake. This is like a wonderful marshmallowy, what's it called? Milkshake. And I take the collagen peptides. I take a scoop of this as well, the collagen, for the skin. I don't know. There's a part of me that's also annoyed with myself as far as why I, instead of panicking, crying, getting frustrated, getting scared that I'm losing control of my body because of perimenopause, why did I let myself suffer through that and not just start thinking more clearly? I don't know. Why do we let things bother us the way we do? I don't know. But I probably could have saved myself some turmoil over the last year if I had just You know what I mean? Hi, Pope. You done hanging out with Daddy and you're coming back with me? Hmm? What do you want? What do you want? Okay, many hugs. Do you want a treat? Do you want a treat? Yeah, you do. Come here. Okay, wait a minute. I'm trying to get you in focus so they can watch us. Is this what you want? Good girl. Off she goes. Anyway, I think that's it for now. When I get done with my coaching call, I'm going to wash the rest of the strawberries and blueberries that I bought last night from Wegmans, and I'm gonna cut them up or separate them into freezer bags because on the nights that he and I don't eat dinner together because his schedule shifts in the wintertime, it's just easier than cooking a big ass meal. You know what I mean? I have my favorite oatmeal and I put strawberries, blueberries, and if we have them, a banana in it. It is one of my favorite meals. Probably sounds gross. It sounds gross to him. I'm sorry if it sounds gross to you. Can you guess what kind of oatmeal I will usually have? If you said blueberry, you are right. I really like that brand, Kodiak's. It's good. I'm a blueberry fiend. I don't know what my deal is. Anyway, put this crap away. All right, we'll talk soon. Okay, my last coaching call is over. Now I'm moving along with laundry, as you're seeing. And I have a desire to actually mop my floors now. And even though, is this the best time? No. But I got my ADHD buzz to do it because I need to clean up the kitchen. I need to start dinner, even though, let's just be honest, it's almost 7 o'clock. Cooking dinner late. My boyfriend's already in bed, but he's probably going to get called into work. Basically, I'm cooking dinner for myself and for the two of us to have leftovers tomorrow, keeping it real. And I still need to work out. So how about I'm starting laundry without putting any, see, I cannot talk to you guys and function. I have so many things I need to do right now, and I want to get them all done, and I have ADHD, I have energy buzz to get stuff done, but I'm so conditioned to know that this is going to run out soon, and I want to power through everything. I need to start dinner. I need to get this laundry in. I need to work out. I want to mop this floor. I need to do the blueberries and the strawberries. Anybody else struggle with this? I need to stop saying I'm struggling. And I got the laundry on the floor. Oh, let me show you the, oops, I'll turn you around. The little arrangements I bought from Wegmans. What's that? There's this one. Isn't that so pretty? They're like, I don't know, they're not, they look real, but they're not real. So pretty. I got off that one because I couldn't decide between the two. I liked both of them so much. That's so pretty, but they'll probably just get put away and used next year. And I bought these. Could be stuck in an arrangement, and also could be, if put in properly, you could put them in your Christmas tree. My kitchen table is covered in mail of my boyfriend's. Let me get these out of the way. So I think I need to speed this up and get moving so I can attempt to get everything done. I feel like I'm missing a bag. A grocery bag. Because I thought I bought another thing of potatoes. Where'd that bag go? Oh, God. Right here. It's up and out of the way. Huh. I'm gonna start cooking dinner. All right. I'm gonna get the chicken moving on the stove, clean up the kitchen, and you're gonna come along with. Okay. Right now, I'm adding the last of the ingredients into this. I've made this for you guys before. Not for you guys, but in a video before. It's pretty much just chicken that we fry. You pre-cook the chicken. Then you want, I put 2 big cans of diced tomatoes, and I also put in a can of the tomatoes that have the jalapenos mixed in with them. Where did I put it? Oh, I already rinsed it off. About 3 stalks of celery, 2 onions, because we really like onions, and I'm kind of doing my best to mix this as much as possible. I haven't added water yet, and it's pretty well stocked up. And now I'm going to add 2 packages of taco seasoning. Well, I'm going to try to. Let me go cut these. If you only knew how late it was. Oh my Lord. I didn't mean to be cooking this too late at night, but I think anybody with ADHD, I think you get it. Okay. And obviously, you want to mix this up carefully so that you don't get it all over the fucking place like me. But don't look at that. It's very filling. And I mean, other than the taco seasoning, it's all pretty decent ingredients. You know, onions, celery, tomatoes, diced tomatoes, chicken, fried chicken. And I say fried chicken. It's you could say it's like a grilled chicken. Oh, and I put this lower so you could see the thing. The only thing, like I said, that would be questionable if you were watching, like, say, salt intake, I would say, I think the taco seasoning is what adds a little zhuzh, and seasoning salt, because I mix flour and seasoning salt. That's what I fry up the chicken with first. And then I always, where is my, there it is. And then I always give a little bit of this. No specific measurements, just zhuzhes. You saw I used hot seasoning. I think you can probably gather that I like things spicy. He does too. I don't know that he likes them as spicy, but if things aren't spicy enough, he doesn't like it. So he tends to usually like what I cook, usually. Where we're different is like meat. I like my things pretty much burnt. He does not. Take a look at this. Think if I'm gonna make my judgment on should I add a little bit more water. I think I will. Just a hair. Fuck it. And you can use regular rice with this. I don't. I use minute rice because obviously we want to eat this as soon as the celery and onions are nice and soft and tender. And it's just, in the past, oh, that was nice, Kim. I always felt like the rice was taking significantly longer to cook, and we're impatient. I'm gonna leave that at medium for now. And I'll come back like 20 minutes-ish, stir it up, add some more of the Tony stuff. That's it for now. Now let's not be bloody horse. Well, the mopping is done. I'm done. I'm sweating. There's sweat pouring down my back. That's why I won't lean back. And also because this one is hogging the entire couch. She has made herself comfortable. She has the blankets all pulled out like she nested. I got almost everything done. I didn't do the strawberries and blueberries. I'm exhausted right now. And I know I have a meeting at 10:15 in the morning. And I'm supposed to do the cookie thing tomorrow with the advanced manifestors. So I might have to do the blueberry and strawberries tomorrow. I'm exhausted. So here was spend the day with me. Cleaning. And I'll see what I have for footage. And if I don't think it's enough, well, maybe I'll record some stuff tomorrow too. If not, I'm going to say goodbye now. So thank you very much for watching. Editing Kim here. Yes, I am about to say goodbye to you in this video, but if you would like to see Poop on Christmas morning, opening up her presents like a little child, she was excited like a little child, that footage I'm going to be adding right after I finish saying goodbye to you in this clip. Bear in mind, I don't know what I was thinking. Actually, I do know what I was thinking. I recorded it in not landscape. Like right now, this is landscape. The other way, like the normal way you hold your phone. I was thinking I was going to record all of those little snippets of Christmas morning and then put it up on the channel as shorts. Well, I didn't. I got carried away with cooking and baking and all that stuff on Christmas Day. I didn't put up the short. So I'm going to put it in this video, but that's why you're going to see the black sides on the sides of the video. So apologize about that, but I figured you might want to see Poop because it gave me the memories and the feelings of as if she was like a little girl. She was that excited for Christmas. This is the most excited I've ever seen her for opening presents. So that's it for now. And if you made it to the end of this video, I would love for you to subscribe and be my new friend. Let me know in the comments below. Other than that, I'm hoping you're seeing this before Christmas. And if so, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. You don't just start helping yourself. You don't. Do you want to open a present? All right. You can start with that one. Are you happy? Let's get the paper out of the way. Are you happy? Here, Mommy, get the paper out of the way. Oop, there you go. Get the paper out of your mouth. You've got paper. Let me help you. Let me help you. I don't want you to eat it. You're making me nervous. Here, let me get that. There you go. Okay. There you go. But you know, not every present under this tree is yours, ma'am. You can't just grab them like you just grabbed these two.